Hi there. Welcome to City Skylines for Beginners. This is tutorial number 11. We're going to do railroads today, but first I have to once again have you correct my error. If you come down here, you'll see that there are two little T's next to one of the bridges that we made over that water stream. If you did it the way that I told you to do it, the way I did it, you'll notice if you go down here and look, you'll notice that you don't have, you've got a spot here where it's jamming up. And the reason it's jamming up is because I put it in backwards. Remember I said you can't go backwards? I wanted the traffic to go from left to right, but when I put this bridge in, I put it in, I clicked here first, and then I went over and clicked on the left side. So I've got the traffic going backwards here, and when traffic comes through, which of course none's going to do on this map, but when it comes through, the cars are going to stop right here. And they're going to stop right here. That's what these little T's mean. So I need to go in and get rid of the bridge and put it in going the right direction. So I'm going to go back down to the road, grab the road, take it in the direction it is supposed to go, and click, and all of a sudden the little T's disappear. And the little arrows appear. See, now we have arrows that say that it's going the right direction. And hopefully if you followed me to the T, then you got T's, and you need to correct that mistake that I created for you. Okay, I'm going to turn this on and let you see that it is flooding over a little bit now. Can you see that? Our stream is beginning to overflow this area. It's not going to do it forever, but right now, until it settles, it's going to do it. And if it doesn't settle after a while, then we'll raise the terrain just a teeny bit around the edges here. Not a lot, but just a little. I don't think we'll need to, though. Okay, so we're going to put in railroads, and we're going to put them in specifically in a specific spot, and I will explain to you why. We're going to go down here first to night so I can show you the map. This is our beginning tile right here. Oh dear, let's turn that off. This is our beginning tile. 2 tiles up is where we are going to put our industrial area. It is highly polluting, and pollution causes the Sims that live in the city to be very, very sick and die. So we want it as far away as possible. Because of that, we're going to create our city in the shape of a big E. It's going to be tiles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6 is going to be tile 6 here. This area is where we're going to be putting a hydroelectric dam area, so we need that. And then we want some ocean. We've got this down here, and then this is tile 7, but then we need 8 and 9 to be in the middle. And so this is where we're going to do our industrial work, and that would be this tile here. So we need to run, and if we are ever allowed to have more than 9 tiles, we would have industrial in this area as well. So we want our railroad, which we ship things from the industrial area out of, to come through, and it will be coming through this little indent in the mountains and running down into it'll run right down here, just outside of what will be our city limits, and then it will cut across into this industrial area that we're working in, and cut all the way down here, and then back out of it, and then around. So anyway, I'll show you what we're going to do. We're going to go down to the roads. And instead of going to roads, we're going to go to trains. I think that's this one, third one over, coming from either direction. And we're going to start. We should probably start where... Now, trains go both directions, so it doesn't matter which way we drag them, but we have to make sure that we're in the right square. Square number 1, square number 2, square number 3. This is where the industrial area will be. This is where the train is going to be running, so we need to get down as close to this as we can so we can see what we're doing. Okay, we want the train to run through, not in the intersection, and the intersection is right there and right there. So we're going to run our train right across here. Our train tracks. Okay, now in order for train tracks to go over the freeway, you see it says that it's space already occupied. You have to go down where you can see what you're doing. Tip it so you can see what you're doing. Turn it around here. Okay. And now this train track has to lift up. So you hit your page up key, wherever it, find it on your keyboard. When you hit the page up key, it takes your slope up so that, there you go, so that the train track can get over the top of, there we go. And then you hit the page down key and move out, and you've got your train track going over the road. And we're going to have to do it again over here. Okay. We're going to want to do it here. So we take the train out to about so. And then raise it up. Pull it out to about here and raise it up. When it turns, if it's red, it's not going to work. If it's white, it's working. So then you hit the left mouse button and it plops it for you. Again, it's going to say it's too steep, space already occupied by the freeway, until you get to the other side, and then it's going to turn white, and you can left-click your mouse button, and it gives you your... okay. Now we need to run it back over here, and we're going to hit the page down button on the keyboard, which brings the railroad back down, and then left click the mouse and it does that. Okay, so then we can just run it all the way out. Okay, now where this is, I'm going to stop for a minute because I think I have to have the road in first, otherwise it creates all kinds of complications. I could run the road over the top of the railroad, but that's just, you're just asking for trouble. So, back to the roads, grab the road. It doesn't even have to go all the way out, it just has to go out almost all the way up, and I'm going to take it out to the other intersection because why not? And we want to put the intersection in. There we go. And there. And I told you in like two or three tutorials back how to do that. So where are we? We want to go through here. We're over here. So okay. Okay, so there is, we'll go back to the train tracks and hook up with them again, and page up, and cut across, and then page down. We're still inside the city limits, so we want to keep us, we don't want to just throw this thing around anywhere. So There we go. Run it right along here. And then we want to get out where we can see what we're doing. I guess we could just take it up this, no, because we're going to have to run a road through there later. I'll explain to you why we're doing that later on. Okay. Okay, I took that out too far. Okay, clicking back on the railroad. If it goes the wrong way, you just do like you do with the road and, you know, get rid of it. And we want it to go out through this hole, but I don't want to, okay, this one has also got to go out here because eventually it's going to be going up this way. So I need to put in the road down here as well, where I was going to stick it earlier, just up as far as where it goes over the railroad here, where the railroad goes over it. So I'll put that in. Road out. And around and back. There. And one little piece here, although it's probably not necessary. Then back to the trains. Okay. Back to the train tracks. Oh, this thing is making it difficult for me, isn't it? Okay. I still have the railroad tracks out too far. Okay, back to the railroad tracks. Grab the tracks. Take them here. Page up to go over. And again, oh lordy. I was trying to get down so you could see what I'm doing. There, we went up and over, and up and over again, and then back down. Page down takes it, oops, I did paged up instead. Page down takes me down. Okay, now I want to bring it back out through and out. There. Now we have a railroad track that goes into our industrial area. Did I get that right? First one, second one, third one, yes. Goes into the industrial area just inside the city limits, and then we want to bring it out and connect it back up with the railroad here, where it came in, right there. So, again, get rid of this one, start over, down here where I can see what I'm doing. Connect up to it, pull forward, page up, lifts it up, going across here, and then paging down, space already occupied by what? There we go. Okay. And then back over here, back up to where we can see what we're doing. And then I'm connecting up with the railroad again right here. That way the trains can come in, go around, come back out. I think they probably, if I just left it as a stub, they'd probably go in and come back out on the same rail, but this assures that they will and they don't have to pay. Railroads are just like roads. If you put them in this map, they cost you nothing. If you put them in later on, once you have the map turned into a city, it's going to cost you money. So do everything you can beforehand. Okay. Okay, so that's the railroad, and this is where we're going to have our industrial area. It's actually going to be this one and this one, and I'm going to try something here. I'm going to put you on hold while I give it a try. Okay. The reason I put you on hold is because I was checking something to see if I could get away with it, and I can. I am going to put a little buffer of a hillside here. You see that? Can you see that little hillside? And the way you do it is you right-click. First, you get into your terrain tool, and you go over to your second icon, which is your leveling tool, what we've been using to do most of our terrain with. Go up and get your brush size, whatever you want, and this time instead of using the big black circle, you do use the diffused circle. It makes these little sloping areas on it without you having to do the smoothing. I'm going to run a little buffer of hillside along the road here, and then down the middle of this section, all the way up so that it surrounds the area that we're going to eventually have industrial stuff in. I'm just going to hold down the, what I did was I left-clicked in this area, which is the flat area. It was at 70, so I went and clicked next to it, to the right of it, to bring it up just a teeny little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot. 94 is fine. And then I went back and left-clicked over the top of everything where the road is, and the road is still there. Okay, the road is just, there we go. The road and the railroad will still be there. They'll just be inside the hill. It just works that way. So I'm going to go up like this, and we'll just bring this down the border. Okay. Now that we have that done, inside this buffered area, I want to bring it out as close to the border as I can on the inside. So I'm going to go back over here where that little black circle is, the sharp one. Okay, bring the brush size down considerably because I'm just going to be, I'm going to right click in the flat area here, which is the area that's down below. Okay, and then left click all the way up to the edge of the border, because on the inside I don't care if I see a cliff edge. It doesn't have to be pretty. This is going to be an industrial area, and so it really doesn't matter. The reason that I'm doing this is partly because the industrial area puts out pollution. Now, I'm not positive, but I know that if there was ground pollution in an industrial area and for real life, then having a mound of dirt that was 20 or 30 feet high, that's like a couple of stories high on a building, that would keep the pollution in. It also would keep in the noise. There's such a thing in this game as noise pollution, as there is in life, and so that would keep that out as well. Of this area would not infiltrate all of that noise and ground pollution into the area where people are living. Okay, so that's probably all I can do on this one without taking up too much time, but if you want to do this part, that would be great, and I'll explain to you further in number 12 why we're doing that. We'll go a little further on it. But I think that's probably all we can do in this tutorial without my running over on time. So we're done here, and we'll continue with our tutorials with number 12 next time around. I hope to see you there. Bye.